Hey guys, this is the 21st video in the Great Spiritual Awakening series. Today we're going to talk about why history will repeat forever. What happened before the universe existed? Well, there had to be some activity that came before the universe, right? If there was no activity at all and the universe just suddenly appeared out of nowhere, then that would be magic. But magic does not exist. Things just don't magically appear. Therefore, there had to be stuff going on before the universe. There was no light before the universe, which means there was invisible activity before the universe. Now let's talk about the future of the universe. The universe contains many galaxies. Galaxies are large cosmic objects that contain countless planets, stars, and black holes. A black hole is a region of space where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape it. Black holes are very mysterious objects. People don't really know what happens to particles when they reach a black hole. However, many people would agree that black holes are making our universe invisible. If black holes continue to do what they do, then eventually our entire universe will be invisible. Earlier in the video, we said that invisible activity came before the universe, and now we've learned that our universe will likely turn invisible. That means the universe was invisible in the past, and the universe will be invisible in the future. As you can see, the past and future are similar, if not the same. But here's the important question. If the universe becomes invisible in the future, then what will happen after that? Will it remain invisible forever, or will it become visible again? Now I'm going to share a short story that will answer this question. In the year 2040, Bob created a time machine and he wanted to travel back in time to the moment President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. So Bob went inside his time machine and he traveled back in time to April 15th, 1865. Interestingly, Bob wore an invisibility suit, therefore he was entirely invisible. Bob sat inside Ford's Theater and he watched John Wilkes Booth shoot and kill Abraham Lincoln. Bob did nothing to stop the assassination. After watching Abe Lincoln die, Bob went back into his time machine and he traveled back to the year 2040, which is the same year that Bob first entered his time machine. When Bob arrived at the year 2040, everything looked the same as the way he left it. Because Bob didn't change anything about the past, the events that followed never changed. Therefore, he arrived at the same conditions as he left them. His wife looked the same, his son looked the same, and his pet dog looked the same. Bob decided to travel back in time one more time. He again wanted to travel back to the moment President Lincoln was assassinated, but he did things differently this time. Bob didn't wear an invisibility suit. Also, Bob stopped John Wilkes Booth from shooting Lincoln. In other words, Bob saved Lincoln's life. Then Bob went back to his time machine and he traveled back to the year 2040. When Bob arrived at the year 2040, everything looked different. Because Bob changed the past, the events that followed were different. Therefore, he arrived at different conditions than when he left them. His wife looked different, he had a daughter rather than a son, and he had a pet cat rather than a pet dog. What can we learn from Bob's story? You see, if we exactly recreate the conditions of the past, then the events that follow will be exactly the same. So now let's go back to the question that we asked earlier. In the past, the universe was invisible, and in the future, the universe will be invisible. The question is, will the universe remain invisible forever, or will it turn back to the visible universe? Because the conditions of the future are the same as the conditions of the past, the events that will follow in the future will be the same as the events that followed in the past. That means the invisible universe will transform back into the visible universe. Furthermore, dinosaurs existed in the past. That means dinosaurs will exist in the future. World War II happened in the past. That means World War II will happen in the future. Albert Einstein existed in the past. That means Albert Einstein will exist in the future. The future is an exact copy of the past because the invisible universe in the future is the same as the invisible universe in the past. Eventually, the visible universe will become the invisible universe again, and this whole process will repeat forever. This is what time actually looks like. As you can see, time is moving in a circle. The blue arrow represents the present. The present is moving toward future events. Therefore, time is moving forward. But also, the present is moving toward past events. Therefore, time is moving backward. Time is moving forward and backward because the future and past are identical. Nature contains many symmetries. For example, this butterfly is symmetrical, this spider is symmetrical, this flower is symmetrical. The list goes on and on and on. The thing that many people don't realize is that time is symmetrical. You see, the future and the past are identical to one another. Therefore, time is symmetrical. Hey guys, if you're looking for a thought-provoking spiritual book, check out The Great Spiritual Awakening. The link is in the description. And in the next video, we will talk about what is real. Click on the thumbnail to watch the video, and last but not least, have an amazing, wonderful day.